All right, welcome. Hello, hello, my food moon friend. Chandra's Sauces and Odyssey. It's my birthday week. So I'm turning 41 this week and I'm stoked. At least the week that this video is coming out, I'm recording it the week before. But next week's my birthday and I'm pretty darn excited. And I'm gonna be taking the day off and going to some hot springs. If you know anything about my birthday trends, there's almost always hot springs involved. It's when I think about spending the day my way in my most happy place, it's often in hot water in nature. It's nice to throw in some snowboarding or climbing or something on top of that and friends and good food. But yeah, I'll be at the hot springs this week for my birthday and very, very excited to do so.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
And you can hear I have a little cold. I got like a serious cold this last couple weeks. Garlic is my best friend when it comes to immunity and helping my body get over stuff, but I'm still a little congested. And this week, what I want to offer you, for me, when I think about my birthday, like how do I want to treat myself well? What do I want to give myself? One of the things, most of us celebrate with sugar and, indulgences, going out drinking or having, a big fancy dinner or cake or this kind of stuff. I'm much more into the natural pleasures that make me feel really good long term. So I cannot remember the last time. Actually, I will correct that. I think 2 years ago, one of my friends brought me a cake and I had a bite and it was just like so insanely sugary. I couldn't do it. We ended up actually throwing it away because it was just so much sugar. But I have not had sugar as a part of my birthday in I don't know how long time. And my little one, she also has her birthday in March. And we were making birthday plans for her as well. And we're gonna do a little band, some live music, maybe a kid's guitarist, vocalist. She really loves music. And she asked me to make a homemade chocolate cake without sugar, which just makes my heart so happy. Last year I made a chocolate cake for her, and this year I think I'm gonna work on I have this recipe, cashew muffins, and I think I'm gonna work on creating a cashew cake. So it'll be flourless, sweetened with probably some honey or maybe some maple syrup, but no. Or actually I was thinking that I'm gonna sweeten it with bananas, have some ripe bananas and use that as the sweetener. So anyway, sugar. It's birthday month, it's sugar, and the whole reason I'm making this video, besides celebrating my birthday and telling you guys about how much I love hot springs, is that I was on a ski lift last weekend with somebody and he was like, so you're a food coach? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, have you seen that sugar film? He's like, it really impacted me. And my family and I were really trying to eat a lot less sugar because of this film. So I was curious. I'm always into, when I watch TV, which is maybe an hour or two a week or something, I love watching health stuff. So I'm always into like health documentaries, and I never heard of this film, and I watched it this week and it is so good. I'm gonna put a link below this video. It's called That Sugar Film. I found it on YouTube for free. It's like almost a 2-hour movie documentary, and it's such a powerful video that really walks through, I don't remember the guy who created the film, but it's really, really well done. He had stopped eating sugar for a number of years and decided the whole opening of the movie is like, there's all this debate, is sugar really that bad for you? And so what he decides to do is to eat sugar for 60 days. And he brings in all these doctors and he does the average sugary diet, which is 42 teaspoons a day. And he does it not from like junk food, no ice cream, no sodas, no candy, none of this. He does it all from hidden sugars in food.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
So like in tomato soup or ketchup, or like the sugar added into hamburgers or into low-fat yogurts. One of the things the dietitian does is she tells them, she's like, this is the opposite of what I normally tell my clients, but she's like, go for all of the low-fat foods. So in order to make low fat taste good, you add sugar. And so there's a lot of hidden sugars in low fat, seemingly healthy foods or labeled healthy foods. So anyway, it's pretty remarkable watching what happens to this guy's body over the course of 60 days. And they do blood work and they have all these doctors, and his liver goes from above or healthier than average to like pre-cirrhosis, and he's like close to insulin resistance. Like his whole body go like in 60 days, and even the doctor panel at the very end, they're like, we're surprised that this much change happened in so little time. And look how powerful it is that like it can totally be reversed. So he goes back to his regular diet of fruits and vegetables and low sugar and high fat, high good fats. And it's a really, one of the things that like, I keep thinking of this one client that I had last year who really was in this game of like, how much sugar can I get away with? And so I'm constantly thinking about him, and I'm thinking about like how strong our brains want to figure out like what we can get away with. And so I really like documentaries like this, where it really brings in like clear evidence of like, this is the effect of sugar on our bodies. It talks about inflammation, it talks about skin, it talks about weight gain. He gains 15 pounds and he doesn't change his calorie count. He literally like just changes the type of calories. I have this thing in my program where I really don't like to call processed foods foods. I call them calories. Like they're not actually food. Like the idea of food is that it's like nourishing to our body, and packaged processed foods just isn't nourishing. So yeah. So anyway, this film is just like, if you're on the edge and if you're in that brain space of debating like how important is sugar really, it's such a good film to watch. I remember when my little one was about 5 months old and I was having a gelato coffee ice cream in Greece at a wedding, on a wedding vacation. And she reaches for the ice cream, and I just remember this moment to being like, oh wow, like if I really like understand and believe that sugar is so detrimental to our body, why would I hand it to her? And then if I'm not going to hand it to her, why am I eating it myself? And that was when I really up-leveled I was having sugar like occasionally, and I was like, I know that sugar feeds everything not good in my body. It feeds the unfriendly microbiome, it feeds the cancers, it feeds the fungus, it feeds the bacteria, it creates brain fog, it makes us gain weight, it messes with our metabolism. Like there's just, besides the dopamine hit and besides like what most of us use sugar for is, and they talk about this in the film, is that when we have that uncomfortable emotion, it helps us feel better. We have that dopamine hit. It's just such a addictive, sabotaging cycle. And so understanding what sugar was really doing to our bodies, he also talks about like what it's doing to his brain, and he talks about his addiction to it. It's such a good movie. I really, really recommend it. For my birthday, will you go watch that sugar film? It's such good like evidence of like how important it is to not eat sugar, because it profits big businesses and it does not profit our health. It does not help us. It does the opposite of help us. It's like, if there's one thing you can do for your body that we can all do for our body is like give up sugar. Like and I also really like the point that they bring in that it's not only just processed sugar, it's fructose. Like fructose really wreaks havoc on our body. Most of our livers can't really process it very well. And yeah, it's like, yeah. And if you're following my videos and you know that I'm in the process of losing 5 pounds, this video actually also really reminded me of what spiking our blood sugar does, even if it's natural sugars, even if it's fruit, what happens to our metabolism. And so after watching this film, I was like, you know what? Like, I know that my losing this 5 pounds would be a lot easier if I cut out 2 things. I made the decision of. One is I've been having my mate in the morning with my cashew butter and honey. So I'm cutting this out largely because I really don't like it without the honey. I like just cashew, I want the sweetness. So I've just decided going back to plain, which makes a really big difference in my metabolism for the day. And also I'm going to knock out my fruits for the week, and I know that like I've done a lot of work on my microbiome the last couple of years and not had any fruit for long periods of time. And I think my body really does a lot better with minimal fruits, like fruits as a treat, like a couple times a week or something, not every day. So those are two things that I took away from this film that I'm going to implement into my life to get towards my goal of losing this 5 pounds that just makes my clothes not fit very comfortably and makes me feel a little heavy and swollen. So yeah, probably a little too much fruit, a little too much honey in my morning tea. And yeah, it's just an algorithm, and yeah, feeling those feelings and doing those self-care things and going after the natural pleasures and managing the urges for those quick hitting dopamine feel goods. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. It's a internal operating system changer. It's powerful. And yeah, if you're interested in doing this kind of work, contact me. This is the kind of stuff we're doing all day long. And of course, dealing with the stress and all of the negative emotions that make us want to eat the comforting foods, the sugary foods. So know that it's like the first piece is the mood piece, is like learning how our brains work, learning how our emotions work, and giving us a new set of skills instead of just turn to the food for comfort or turn to the alcohol for comfort or turn to whatever is external. Like there's a way we can manage ourselves internally so that the food choices become much easier, much clearer and effortless. Okay, I'm going to scoot. Have a beautiful week. I'm going to be off having my birthday on March 2nd and wishing you all the best.